Well, hello. We are going to continue reading Just Grace, which was written by Charise, Mericle Harper in 2007 by Houghton-Mifflin Company. And now we're going to pick up where it says Supergirl. I always like when there's headings like this. It kind of makes it more fun and it breaks up the reading a little bit. It also shows passage of time, so it's kind of good to know too. After school, we went to Mimi's house, which is almost like me walking home, but then just going next door instead. We'd practice some looks like, I can't believe you said that look, and I can't believe you are disgusting look on each other for a while, and then we watched Unlikely Heroes. This is the most amazing show you could ever watch. Every week they show real, live, normal people who do superhero things. Once there was a man who lifted a whole car off a lady who was trapped underneath. And then there was a baby who didn't even know how to talk yet, but dialed 911 emergency when his mom fainted on the floor. These people are just regular, everyday people who then suddenly get a superpower, brains, or energy. The bad part for them is that instead of getting to keep the powers all the time, they only have them for a little while, like maybe 5 seconds or 10 minutes, and then they are back to being just regular, normal, no-power people. The unbelievable best thing is that all the stories are 100% really true. Mom says it's a feel-good show, which means that you feel better just by watching it. Dad says feel-good shows aren't very popular and that one day soon it will probably be canceled off the TV. I just can't understand why that would happen, but we tape every episode, so if it does, we can still watch them forever and ever. Of course, we had to watch our favorite episode where a girl makes a rope out of her clothes and helps pull a grown-up man out of a river before he sinks to the bottom and drowns. She is a hero and only wearing her underwear. The extra amazing thing is that she just by accident wore her Supergirl undershirt and underpants that day. That makes her being a hero even more. I can hardly believe it. So it says here, Supergirl underwear. She didn't have to take her socks or shoes off. So she took off her clothes to save the guy who was drowning. I just kind of want to make sure I understand what just happened. So a girl makes a rope out of her clothing and helps pull the grown-up man out of the river. Okay, so yeah, so she had to take off her clothes to make a rope. Okay, and then here is the picture that goes along with that part. So there she is in her underwear tank top and her underwear. So that's kind of cute. I don't know, do any of you have superhero underwear? I feel like I did when I was little. They used to sell it in little kid sizes. So when it was time for me to go home for supper, we still didn't have any good ideas. Mimi even put on her Supergirl t-shirt for inspiration, which is a big word for something that helps make you think of the exact right thing you were hoping to think of. So I get that word again is inspiration, when you feel inspiration. But it wasn't working. I don't have any Supergirl clothes. Not even Supergirl underwear, and I really, really, really want some of those. I could wear them for inspiration, thinking, and no one would even know. Mom says she is keeping her eyes out for them, but that Supergirl underwear isn't that easy to find. I think she is just not trying very hard. So now we have a checklist here, which is kind of cool. So if you look here on this side of the page here, and it says, ways to not get a good idea. Number 1, ask your mom and dad. Number 2, look in a book that has ideas about how to get ideas. And number 3, sit down and think super hard about getting a good idea. So those are ways to not get a good idea. I had tried all of those things at other times and none of them had worked, even one tiny bit, especially number 3. Sometimes it is better to just try to just do normal things instead of thinking really hard about getting an idea. Then, after a while, the start of a good idea might just pop into your head right at the moment. You aren't even thinking about it. It is not good to be thinking, is the good idea going to happen in the next 2 minutes? That doesn't work either. So let's see. Let's read a little bit more. So now we have the start of her big idea. Start of my big idea. I wonder what it's going to be. We had supper, and then when we were clearing the table, Mom said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, you got a postcard today. It's on the desk in the hall." how Mom could forget something exciting as a postcard, but remember boring things like how many bites of green beans I eat, and if I remember to put the toilet lid down, is something I hope I'm never going to understand. This is one of the reasons I am not so excited about turning into a grown up. The grown up world is very filled up with boring rules about eating and cleaning. That's true. The card was from Auntie Bethany. She always sends a postcard when she goes somewhere fun. I like I like that she is thinking of me when she is having a big adventure. Postcards are the best. It makes my insides feel good to get one. Mom says postcards are old fashioned. Some old things can be a good idea. Postcards are one of those things. Right when I was reading the part about Auntie Bethany riding a donkey down the Grand Canyon, I got the beginning of a good idea. I should send Mrs. Luther postcards, and they should be from. What does it mean when you see a light bulb above someone's head? That's right. That means that she has an idea. This is what happens when you get a big idea. Boing! This was the part of the idea that wasn't finished. Who could send the card? I don't know anybody that Mrs. Luther would want to get a card from. It wouldn't be so fun to get a card from me. I just live right next door, and that is not exciting at all. Who does Mrs. Luther love? Who does she love that I even know? The only answer is Crinkles. But Crinkles is not a person, he is a cat. Cats do not go on exciting holidays, and cats do not write postcards. They can't write anything, even if you help them and taped a marker to their paw, which would not be a nice thing to do to a cat that you liked. Then, right when I was thinking about the marker and the tape, I got the rest of the idea. It was perfect. Perfect for me and perfect for Mrs. Luther. It was like a great big Band-Aid. It would fix everything until Mrs. Luther got her cast off. So here we have is a Band-Aid. A Band-Aid picture right here. And let's see what that says. It's kind of hard for me to read. Let's see, it's really blurry. But it's a Band-Aid. Mr. Band-Aid. So let's see what he says. He says, I will not let go until everything is better. I will fix everything. And that's where we'll pick up tomorrow with learning about her big idea. I can't wait to hear about it.